Hey everyone, Arbiter Wolf here with another weekly video. For the week, I felt that I had a good outcome for just getting out a comic strip. It felt a little bit more easier to kind of get this one out. However, I will say, on the other hand, in terms of practice, I felt that that fell short. I felt that I could have had a lot better time management. I felt that the earlier on in the week, I could have done a little bit more in terms of drawing practice. And kind of the problem was is that I was kind of going, oh, the 4th of July is coming up and I'll have some time off. I'll be able to do things. But then that free time ended up turning into spending time more with family and then spending time just prepping for events during the weekend. So I didn't get as much practice time as I wanted to because of this. But one of the things that I did say for last week is that I wanted to be a little bit more formatted when it came to these videos, and then I also wanted to kind of chart kind of the path that I'm going down to kind of see where I'm going. That way I can kind of build myself a roadmap and see what's working for me and what's not working for me. Now, what I decided to do was to ask myself questions for the week. And I'm not sure if these questions are going to stay the same or if I'll tweak them a little bit, but for this week, I started off with the first one being, what could I have done better? And I found there was a fair amount of stuff. One is just my time management could have been a lot better. Two is that I could have focused on more of a structured practice, such as Drawbox, which is what I've been trying to use as my kind of structured learning. But that could also take the form of other things, such as like YouTube tutorials that I could look up and kind of see how they do something. The other thing, too, is not to be overly focused with having the best practice or trying to get this comic done and more focus on just getting drawing time in regardless of what it is. It could just be something that I'm just enjoying doing to unwind, doodling. I just want to increase the time that I'm drawing and make it more of a habit. The last thing that I could have done better is just being able to focus on problem areas. And what I really want to do is just focus on problem areas one at a time and then drill these problem areas by doing a lot of practice on them, getting multiple drawings done from these problem areas, and then trying to recall it from memory later on to kind of see what I'm retaining. Now that kind of brings me to the last question, which is what are the big three things to do to plan for next week? The first one is just to increase the drawing time from last week and just get more drawing time in, regardless of if it's super practice heavy or if it's the comic or if it's just something that I just felt like drawing. I just really just wanted to increase my amount of time that I was drawing compared to last week. The second for the plan is to get more structure learning in when it comes to like Drawbox. I want to do more of his exercises, but then I also want to maybe try some other structure learning, maybe from YouTube videos, and kind of see where that kind of leads me to. And then the last thing is I want to get back to practicing problem areas and using recall to kind of see how I'm retaining this information and trying to get it so that I'm retaining it rather than forgetting it after I draw it. So hopefully I'll have a better week this upcoming next week. And the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on was just the comic in general. It was just something kind of in honor of the 4th of July because there was so many fireworks going off, and I thought I'd try to do something a little funny with this comic, and it turned out okay. I just need obviously more improvement in my drawing skills to kind of make these look a little bit better. But overall, I felt it was just kind of a same old in terms of just the quality compared to the last couple of comics. But I will say that it felt a little bit more easier to kind of do these comics this time around. But that's pretty much all I had for this video. If you guys did like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks.